some like.
I was like, this is the turning point. This is the last thing I needed. And it was like, where it's like, this is probably the one thing where it's like, okay, let's think about it for a second.
Y'all are playing
I
Attack on
still don't think
Titan,
there's any
Zero
thought
Dawn
about
War
it.
instead of D&D. Okay.
But would Rory even remotely consider it because it has the opportunity to save his father?
Sure. But the thing is, if my dad comes back and he's like, hey, how'd that happen? He's like, oh, we made this evil wizard become a god. I'm getting fucking bitch slapped. What?
There being weird stuff related to your father in that one. Or I think I might be mix and matching my lore of different campaigns here.
What's up?
Yeah, just claim you're a servant of the god. And then they'll be like, oh, it's religious. That's fine then.
Oh, it is religious.
I'm definitely mix matching PC fathers.
Oh, probably.
It was,
So my
Morgan
mom
would
was a
absolutely
demon.
bring her family back given the chance.
I'm
Like, she's
remembering
not over it.
Dimension 20 thing.
And also, I'm thinking, look, if we help him and he does die, we still get one true resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't want to say we should use that on my dad.
If no one else does.
But
I know a lot of people have died.
Either use it on your dad or use it on that one guy that just claimed the wyvern. I'm forgetting his name. Looking like a paladin.
Oh, he's still alive.
Oh, Titus? Yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah.
That wyvern was originally meant for a PC named Titus, and for it to go back to Titus is so funny.
Look, when the dice gods say something's the case, you gotta accept it. They read the cliff notes and it said Titus gets the wyvern. They got the wrong Titus. They got the spirit.
They got the spirit.
Alrighty.
And it's the best pairing. They're just the dream team.
They just need a baby.
No. Why? No.
That is a.
I feel like I know what you were talking about, but you worded that in the worst way possible.
Give them the baby.
Give them the baby, but the way you worded it, it sounded like you wanted Ghost and Titus to literally have a baby.
Oh,
You made it
literally. Yeah, I want them to have a baby.
You want them to have Telemachus, not literally
Who's
a
that baby?
baby of their own.
Yeah. What you
They could
worded
be their
is
own.
Zoophilia.
Telemachus could be theirs. Well, we
well,
don't
you
believe in fostering anymore. Is that not a
That's
thing
not
now?
what I'm fucking talking about, Dimitri.
Intent and execution, my friends. Intent and execution.
Alrighty, so welcome everybody to session 2 of Out of the Abyss. How is everyone doing tonight?
Laughing gas.
Is it?
Alright.
Shit.
So,
Shiver bitch.
where did we leave off with our first session?
Combat.
Yeah.
Kenku.
Yes, we were rising up against guards.
Oh god.
Where's Brenham when you need him?
Someone needs to be a Kenku right
I
now.
believe- Oh, Kenku. Every campaign that.
So we were locked up in a jail by some drow. I believe it was explicitly called a slave pen.
Uh-huh.
As dread.
So, I mean, we kind of talked to all the people here. We got a fish guy that's a pacifist. We got a prince that doesn't look like a prince right now. We got scary drow guy, and orc that refuses to help. I got the keys from Dresda, who is on the other side, but helping us for some reason. Couldn't tell you why. And now we're breaking out of here.
Yep.
Finlay stabbed a guard, which I'm about to bite. And the other guard is being mauled by
Levi.
were-rats.
Yep.
And I'm opening this gate.
And
Levi-
Dresda is a fair distance to see that there are demons on their way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
But no
demons.
one else knows.
Oh yeah, the demons.
Oh yeah, those things.
I completely forgot about that.
All right, let me get this. Going back up again. So, yes, we ended last session as you all had found yourselves in the slave pens of Velkenvelv, this drow outpost within the Underdark. You found yourselves amongst a menagerie of prisoners, some of them seemingly useful, some of them rather useless, some of them very lacking in intelligence. And eventually there are multiple different plots concocted to escape. But as all of them seem to clash with each other at the exact same time, a third party makes its way into the caverns of Velkenvelv as Dresda bears witness to a set of rocks being hunted down by a swarm of Chasmi, these massive mosquito-like demons. Now, there was a lot of combat that also happened last session. So with that, we're actually gonna roll initiative this time. I'm gonna roll for, I probably should have done this sooner, but I'm going to. Okay, plus, so this guy. I'm gonna say Shure and Ilvara are not in initiative yet. Amare. Damn.
Yeah, that's
say-
kind of bad.
I'll say Prince Darendil will join initiative. With a fucking
Nice.
nat 20. Ront will join initiative.
I'm a bull rock.
What was this guy again? He's just a guy. I will add these two, the were-rats, to initiative. I'm gonna roll for Jorlon. So that's gonna be a 16 plus 4. It's gonna be all right. Is anyone missing from the initiative? Don't think so.
I mean, the demons.
Levi is unconscious. I will add Levi to just for the time being. They don't have why. Oh, I think they have their stuff on D&D Beyond.
Yo.
No question mark. Oh no, that's incorrect. They just have the first two stats are just 10s. So my mistake. Okay.
10 strength, 10 dex?
10 strength, 10 dex, 11 constitution. And then
Nice.
I don't know how the fuck they got that. Anyways, I'm looking at their intelligence score. But anyways, okay, so I think that is everyone. Oh wait, no, I'm going to add the drow soldiers. I'm going to add these two. Okay, it's +2 for the rock. So that's 19. And then for the Casmi, is a +2 as well. Okay. All right. I think with that, we have everyone on the initiative. So, starting off, we have these two guys, the were-rats. These two are going to is this guy dead? I believe I said this guy was dead.
Cool.
So this guy is dead upon the start of the initiative. Why is that doing the weird thing where it's like the X isn't on top of him? It's behind him.
It's on top of him for me.
Oh, it is? Okay. That's weird. For some reason on my GM screen, it's behind him. Anyways, these two are going to then move over here and attack this drow here. They're both going to make 2 bite attacks, which is going to, so that's going to be 4 bite attacks towards this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last 3 hit for 3, 5, 3, 8, 11, which is going to kill this last guy. So, Taren, you kind of, you're like in, you've stolen this guy's, short sword, I believe. Or no, you've stolen this guy's crossbow and are preparing to continue attacking this guy when all of a sudden the 2 were-rats just jump both on top of this guy and they just start ravaging. It looks like something straight out of a zombie horror movie as the 2 of them just start ripping and tearing into this drow and tackle him to the ground.
They did throw the crossbow into the fire.
Oh, you threw it into the fire. Okay.
Yeah. So there's currently only 1 crossbow in play.
The 2 of them then look at Sorrel, who is currently in the way of the door.
Uh-oh.
They won't be able to do anything during this round, during the rest of their turn. Prince Darendil. He is, I think, for the time being, seeing that all of the drow are, he's gonna wait for the opportune moment to escape. So he's gonna actually come over here with his movement. Jorlan is now Jorlan is looking at his 2 dead drow soldiers, and he's going to make his way over here. Why isn't my right click working anymore? Two, 3, 4 with his movement. The rocks. Actually, I don't think these guys are gonna really be in initiative order. Because Dresda, you kind of watch as like the rocks and the Chasmi all fly in, but they're not in sort of a uniformed formation. They're not here intentionally attacking. These are prey and predator. These are predators hunting prey. The Chasmi don't really seem to notice anything going on in the chasm. They are just solely focused on attacking these two rocks here that are flying here. And you watch as the rocks kind of fly in. They got about 15 feet more. As they fly in and they're kind of just running away from the Chasmi. Taren.
Okay.
All right. I mean, really, only thing to do is like try and shove past Srel and the gnomes. Or rats. I mean, I don't know if I physically can, or if that would be a check to do so, but I would.
So now I could be petty and say this is BG3 rules. I will say you wouldn't be able to move through the were-rat spaces, but the Sorel and Tarain, do the two of you consider yourselves allies at this moment? You're muted. I can't hear you, Dimitri.
Anyone in here is an ally right now.
Okay.
Honestly, same, but not close. Like, I'm not going to attack him unless he attacks me.
Okay. I will say you would be able to move through Sorel's space, but the were-rats wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be able to move through the were-rat space, nor they you.
So I'd have to move around them.
Yeah, you'd have to move
get
around the
through.
were-rats, but you can move through Sorel and pass through the gate.
So like 1, 2, 3, 4.
So I have the
Yes.
unlocked and open already.
Again,
Yes,
the door.
I
Sweet.
believe
The
the gate
guard-
is open.
Yeah, the guards unlocked the door to get in, and we attacked them immediately before they closed it.
All right.
So I could get to here without dashing.
Okay. You see Jorlan, as you rush out, you see Jorlan kind of turns around and looks at you. There is a fire in his eyes as you see him. One of his hands is reaching behind him towards this bladed weapon behind him. This like very standard short sword.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm gonna prep my action for if and when he goes to attack me, just to go for a bite
Okay.
rather than dash just yet.
Next up is Sorel.
All right. Sweet. I'm just gonna run. Let's see how far I can go. I can get to Jorlan.
Excuse me, pardon me.
Honestly, Jorlan was gonna let us out, so I'm assuming he's an ally, and I'm just gonna run past with a dash action.
Okay.
We'll get to here. Do I see my stuff?
You would be able to see your stuff, yeah.
All right.
you
I
watch
don't know
as-
if I can grab it this turn, but
Sorel kind of like passes by Jorlan, but Jorlan doesn't even seem to like look back over towards Sorel as he just remains eye contact on Tarain.
I smile.
You
but
wouldn't.
no lips.
Object interaction is a separate thing from your normal action. So if you were to be able to move to dash, you'd be able to pick up your stuff.
Sweet. That was 35, so I can go 25. Honestly, I'll probably just stop here though.
It would be over here. Let me actually, because there's other stuff in here. Aside from the, what number is this? This is 10. Okay. Are you solely focusing on collecting your own stuff?
That's my first order of business. Can I do like an investigation or something to see what else
Yeah,
is
you
here?
can make like an investigation or a perception check if you want to.
Sure. Which one am I better at? Looks like perception.
Okay.
Great.
On a
Okay.
5, on a 5, you are mainly kind of just focused with trying to collect your own things, kind of narrowing down.
Looking
Okay,
through
there's
my
just a bunch
bag.
of useless drow shit, and then picks up useless drow outpost shit, the usual get change shirt shit. Anyways, and you are able to find your stuff though, and you have it. You have. I will say you will be able to collect everything that's in your inventory at the moment.
Awesome.
Next up is
I
Ron.
assume
Sorry.
it takes an action to put on my my armor.
Armor, I believe, is a full minute.
Is that with
dawning?
all armor? Okay.
Depends on the armor. Pretty sure heavy is like 15 minutes, medium's a minute, and then light is like an action. If I'm remembering correctly, I'm probably not.
Okay. Ront is going
I did
to
flavor it
move
as
here.
just a jacket, but go ahead. No,
If you do you have the what kind of armor is it? Is it just light
it's
armor?
light armor. It's studded leather armor. I flavored it as a jacket, but that doesn't mean it's
Okay.
however long you want it to be.
I'll-
I have no idea.
I'll say, since I don't have the rules on me at the moment, I'll go with Braxton's ruling. So you can use your next action to put it on your armor.
Sounds good.
Ront is going to move over to here with his movement. He's going to dash, actually, and he's going to pass by Levi's unconscious corpse, and is going to move up. Next up, Levi is going to make a death saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Next up is Finlay.
Okay, so Finley is going to grab a short sword from this guy,
Okay.
and then she's going to call out to Sorrel. And just to clarify, just to check with you, I know the Identify Pearl is probably out of starting equipment range, but a feather for feather fall, would that be within reason for a beginning component pouch in my equipment?
I will say the two Levi's Loki's not here to be able to determine this, but I will say you can choose what two gadgets you think would be actually no, because they would have died at the last long rest. So I will say you wouldn't have access to any of your gadgets for this as you wouldn't be able to make them, but you'd have access to cantrips.
Okay, but for after my next long rest,
After your next long rest, you'd be able to. You'd still have your component pouch should be with your base inventory. So if you were to be able to get it, you'd be able to make your gadgets.
Okay, so in terms of the actual materials, like it would be reasonable for me to have everything for all my starting spells then.
Okay.
Okay, got you. I just wanted to double check because I know the identify pearl's like 100 gold.
Yeah. Component pouch. Ooh. The component pouch it has the material components for free for anything that doesn't require gold. So you'd have
Exactly.
to.
That's why I wanted to. That's why I wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
Because I know
So-
feather fall is just a feather.
Yeah. It would still
But I
require
do
that
have
amount of gold to
identify.
it would still require that amount of gold to cast that spell.
Because I think it doesn't use it up. I think you just have to buy it and then you can reuse it.
Yeah, it would specify if you had to.
It's not consumed by the spell. It's just you need it there.
I'm going to say a pearl, 100 gold worth pearl would not be something that
Yeah,
would
that's
be
what I.
able to be put as a starting equipment.
Yeah, that's
but-
what I was. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure because then
Yeah.
I didn't want to go down the line and then have you go. Well, why didn't you use identify?
Yeah, I got you.
Really?
Sorry, I just didn't understand the question for a second. I'm
No,
exhausted.
it's cool. It's cool.
I was like, yeah, sure.
I know the feeling.
Material components. Yeah, sure.
All the non-money ones, I'm good.
Yes.
Fantastic. So I will just call out to Sorrel. If you find my component pouch in there, I can cast Featherfall on us and we can get out of here.
Okay. Keep searching.
Like, please prioritize that if you can find it.
So it wasn't Ultras.
Yeah.
Curses.
And then
There's other people's stuff in here alongside my own. I should clarify. The spell, the artificer spell, the leveled artificer spells specifically, you'd have to wait until a long rest in order to make those gadgets.
oh yeah, no, it's literally just like even if we like hide the key in here, if it takes another long rest,
Okay.
then
Oh,
no.
I gotcha.
Okay,
It's
so it's
just
more
so
it's
that
more
we
of
have
long run,
options down the
not so
line.
much. It's more of longer on the long run, but not so much. Okay, I understand. I thought you were like preparing
Yeah,
to cast
like,
feather.
if something doesn't come up in the meantime for us to get out of here, if I can just find somewhere to hide and have a long rest where I'm not losing my magic,
Yeah.
fantastic.
I should also clarify there. I think I brought it up briefly. There's an elevator down to this lower level, to this lower cavern. It's right
Over here.
over here. It's this large basket that can fit a bunch of people. So if you want to try to get over to there to escape, you can. But I understand that is ways away.
Someone has to operate it from above, though.
Yes, there are 2 Quaggoths that operate this basket.
Oh, so we're gonna have to use slaves to escape slavery.
Oh, contraire, the Quaggoths work alongside the Drow.
Oh,
They, this specifically,
So they won't
this
help us at all.
this Quaggoth is a prisoner. All the other Quaggoths in this encampment are of free reign.
never mind. They're just minimum wage workers.
They're not getting
They're the
paid.
underclass.
They're interns.
Oh, they're not
This
slaves.
is
They
an
just don't get
unpaid
paid.
internship. Welcome to the Underdark. Here's your unpaid internship.
It's not slavery. It's internship. You get experience.
You know, if they keep doing this job, they might work themselves up.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
So Finley, is that the end of your turn, or would you like to do anything else?
I don't see anything else that I would like to be doing, so I'll leave it for now.
Okay.
I mean, there's a perfectly good drow who had a knife thrown at him.
A perfectly good what?
There's a perfectly good drow on that bridge that has that you can throw that knife at. Wink, wink.
I mean, he hasn't attacked us yet.
I mean, I'm squaring up to him.
Like, already in action. If he comes towards me, then I'll attack.
You guys' camera froze for me a while ago. So I hear that, go to the camera, and it's just Dimitri, like, just half grimacing, staring off into space.
Oh no.
That's
Okay.
It's just the
I'm
digital
just-
equivalent of if the wind changes while you've got that expression, your face will stay like that.
Let's see.
Okay.
There we go.
12 drow, 5 elite warriors. Okay. All right. So, you. Let me verify. Sorry, I keep looking away for a second. Okay. So Dresda, as you are making your way over here, this is actually this bit on the left is actually an outpost. So as you are running over here, you see 2 drow that are stationed here. 2 drow are often stationed here at all times. Actually are begin to sound the alarm as they see all of these demons beginning. And now because Dresden would know the specific number, all 12 drow and 5 drow elite warriors, which does not include Jorlan and Shur, are now alerted of the oncoming threat and very much soon the prison break. There is also, let me see, and there are 12 Quaggoths and 6 giant spiders down below.
That's...
Have an idea.
You don't go there.
Speaking of, because you are coming up to the, if I remember correctly, yeah, you are coming up
Okay,
to
but this might impact my turn. Do I know what this is? Like this room here?
that is a Quaggoth den, and there is currently 4 Quaggoths that are resting in different pens, that are resting on different mounds that they use as beds. You would directly from the module, there is 1d4 Quaggoths in here at all times. I happen to just roll a 4 out right here. You know, this is about a third of the Quaggoths that are actually in the rest of the place.
Okay, good to know.
Okay. Next up is Deimos. Oh shit! Wait, I that's my bad. I didn't realize that was invisible to you. Let me. There we go.
Oh,
Anyways,
Is the crossbow that Levi had loaded, or
it is in the fire, and I believe unloaded. It would-
it's the one that Levi had? Like
Oh, Levi. I believe it was. They shot it, so I don't think it's actually loaded.
Okay, and I'm not gonna bother. I'm gonna.
There is ammunition on the corpses, though.
It's not worth my time. I've already picked up a third sword, so I'm good. I have my weapon. Yeah, I'm gonna turn to the prince and tell him to try and save Levi. But more important things to do.
Okay, you see him like you turn to him and he's like, and you're like, Prince Darendel, save what? You look a little confused as he's just staring intensely, fire in his eyes as he's staring down at the bloodied corpses that these two were-rats have just torn asunder. It looks like the Hulk turning green, telling everyone to get the fuck out as he's just like staring there, just breathing heavily, like. Yes, I can. Yes, I can do that. Yes.
No, I trust him too.
I can take care of Levi. I got this.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I trust him. He seems like a trustworthy guy. So when I get to here, does this guy look at me at all? Is he threatening me?
He is actively. He's kind of. You pass Taren, and he does kind of register you for register you as a second enemy that is kind of a part of this now standoff that is here on the bridge.
I'm gonna. I mean, do I really need my equipment? Do we kill him?
Go ahead and make an insight check, actually.
I'm not. I think I'm not good at it. Yeah.
I ran right past.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, it's he looks dangerous. He looks like he's ready to attack at any moment.
I'm gonna tell you. Do we need to kill you? Do you want to die or do you want to let us pass?
Kind of looks around he kind of looks around for a second, looking to see there is nobody around before he looks to you, and he kind of gives the most subtle of nods off to the right, signaling for you to pass.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to teleport here.
Oh, okay.
Your steps are here.
The Raven Queen is so fucking good. And I'm gonna
Something
look for my equipment.
Okay.
Something tells me I'm not gonna have the same treatment.
if you don't, I'll be back. But yeah, for now.
I mean, I kind of ruined this man's life. I feel like if any prisoners are gonna die in this escape, it's gonna have to be me, in his
He's
eyes.
kind of surrounded though, alone on the bridge. Yeah. Maybe not the
I took
best
this
place.
man's wife away from him. Like, she dumped this man.
It's
You
not-
also Sorrel knows that he's actively trying to sabotage his former wife now. So there's
guess
not
that
really any more like sadness as there is like anger and revenge.
I mean, I haven't
Yeah,
said
like-
anything though.
Yeah.
As far-
You don't even know he had a wife.
yeah, this is some idiot
Yeah.
I chucked into a pit.
Yeah, you
She
don't
can't
care.
love him
This,
that much
this
anyway,
guy-
if she
I should
jumped into
clarify. Aside from the amalgam, from the only real discernible qualities he has is the scarring that the Black Pudding dealt him. Other than that, he looks like every other elite Drow warrior that is here in this encampment, which you've seen over the past a week. So he kind of just looks like a random guy, and you probably register him as a random guy.
Yeah, really just depends on how much of him I saw when the pudding got him.
I believe at least some information was spilled by the prisoners about Jorlan, so maybe you know a bit more about him.
mean,
But
You said I recognized him when I saw. You said I recognized him. At least
Yeah, you
vaguely when I.
you recognized him from just the fact that you kind of like you were like almost staring him in the face until you kicked him into the Black Pudding pit. So
Yeah.
it wasn't hard.
I know
looks-
I screwed
he-
this guy's face
Yeah.
off, at the least. I don't know that I ruined everything else about his existence, which leads me to believe that this is going to be like that moment in Endgame where Scarlet Witch just says, "You ruined my life," and I'm just like, I don't even know who you are, man.
You know who you are.
Like, that's the encounter I'm imagining here.
So for
Really
finding
stupid
my
days.
things, do you need me to roll anything?
To find your own things, you'd be able to easily find them. If you want to find other things in here, then yeah, you'd need to make a perception or investigation check.
I'm gonna give you a perception.
Ben's looking for a pouch.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look for that as well. Also, with my action, I'm gonna drop the sword I picked up and take out my rapier.
Nice.
Pretty good. Need as many people
Maybe
geared up.
maybe equip my shield would be better. Yeah, I'll do that instead of dropping the thing. I'm gonna use my action to equip my shield.
Okay. On a 15 to perception, looking around, you're able to find your stuff, and you kind of are able to discern that it's among a pile of what looks to be everyone else's stuff. On the table, on the tables and lining the walls, you find 10 chain shirts, 10 suits of studded leather armor, or no, 6 chain shirts, 6 suits of studded leather armor, 6 shields, 6 hand crossbows, 20 cases of hand crossbow bolts, each case containing 20 bolts, 6 short swords, and 10 daggers, 6 bags of caltrops, 20 caltrops per bag, 4 100-foot long coils of silk rope, 2 building hammers, not usable for weapons, and 2 bags of iron spikes, 10 spikes per bag.
Jesus.
Well, I can't use any of that.
Oh, that's incredible.
Uh-huh.
It would have happened to
How
been a
many-
wooden crate club in there, wouldn't it?
What exactly can I say?
Resting against the wall, there is this weirdly amalgamated tree branch that is just resting against, that is just tilted off against the wall.
That's like the only thing I owned before the.
It's like a miracle that they didn't just toss it out as trash. Like, huh,
Like
just
that-
this piece of wood.
It's essentially driftwood with kelp on it, so
Nice.
yeah. Wouldn't have been a shocker if they got rid of it.
So are you just picking up your own stuff, or are you trying to snag any of this stuff?
Yeah, instead of my chainsword, I'm gonna pick one of the studded leather armors. You know,
Okay.
straight up.
You snag
believe I
one of
spent-
the...
Like
One of the
gold on
chains.
studded leather.
And probably a crossbow as well.
Okay. There are casing. Do you take one of the bolt casings as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is 20 bolts and a hand crossbow along with the chain shirt. Do you want any of the shields?
No.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Who is it? Is it a normal one or
Which one?
the crossbow? Is it like a hand crossbow? Or like
It is a hand crossbow.
Which is nice. That's good stuff.
All right. Now, if you notice any of my rolling over here while Deimos was still having his turn,
Or not to.
Dresda, you watch as the Kazmi continue to pursue the rocks, and the first one gets stabbed for, what was that? It was 16 piercing damage and 20 necrotic damage for a total of 36 damage. I think that's the correct math. And then this guy only takes 11 piercing damage because the necrotic damage isn't necessary. He's already dead. As you watch this rock fall out of the sky and drop and begin to descend 100 feet down to the base to the floor. It is your turn.
Mind you, the rocks are medium sized, so about the same size person.
Yes.
So
And the Chasmi
I
are
essentially
large
saw a
size,
person-
which are Chasmi are large size, which are pretty much the size of a horse.
Interesting. I might use that later. So I have a couple questions. This is going to be a bit of a fucky turn. I apologize in advance.
No worries.
I just need to clarify. Is there a door here?
There is a gate, but it is not locked.
Okay. Fuck. Okay, that might throw a wrench. Okay, second question. I speak Abyssal because of my devotion to Lolth.
Mhm.
Is that like a common language here in the Underdark, or at least more importantly, like would I think that these drow here might understand Abyssal?
The drow, no. But there are many different creatures that do speak Abyssal in the Underdark.
Like these demons,
Like the demons.
essentially. Okay. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Dresda is going to first. She'll address these soldiers. Guards. There is. We are clearly in danger. I need you to defend this outpost on behalf of our queen.
As the will of the priestess.
Yes, yes. And I'm going to try to. My idea is I want to try to get somewhere in this area, maybe behind the gate or otherwise,
Yeah, you'd be able to get in.
where
The-
I am out of sight of these demons.
Yeah, you'd be able to go ahead and make a stealth check to try to avoid the gaze. This will be at an advantage because they are focusing their attention elsewhere. But you'd be able to get in. The Quaggoths don't really care because they know who you are.
Right. They know to mind their business and shut the hell up. Good interns. Like
Okay.
12. Okay.
On a
That's fine.
12, you managed to hide from the Vrock.
The dead ones?
The one that's still alive.
Oh, okay. Now here's where the fucky part comes in.
Okay.
I would, and I'll phrase it like this, and you let me know if this is feasible. I would like to cast Thaumaturgy as a whisper, and in a pistol, I would like a whisper to pass between these demons, basically saying, well, I guess let me ask this: do I know what Lulth's voice sounds like?
I'm gonna say no. I don't think
That's
that would be
fine.
something you'd be able to have at your disposal.
I'll make like an approximation of what it might sound like. But in Bissell, I would like to whisper to the demons or amongst the demons. They more souls inside. If I must die, delicious. And the demons hear that amongst themselves.
Okay. Just for my sake, do you mind saying that out loud? Do you mind saying that more clearly? Just because, unfortunately, it is not. The whisper didn't really register that well.
There. Basically, delicious morsels deeper inside. Ilvara must die. Delicious insides.
Okay. And you are using thaumaturgy to make your voice echo through the cavern?
It's more like a whisper that like drifts between this group of demons.
Okay.
So like I don't want it to I don't want it to be this loud booming thing that the drows may hear. Actually, they
It's
can't
like
really speak
throwing
at
your
this point.
voice.
Yeah, yeah, kind of like a little like imagine old timey cartoons where you see like a
Yeah.
wasp smell of
I just don't
something
know if that
delicious.
would be
Kind of.
something you'd be able to do with thaumaturgy.
It says I can create a whisper, like ominous whispers. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I see it. Okay. Go ahead
Yeah.
and make a persuasion check.
Ooh, lovely.
God damn.
Look, you
That's
set me with a mission.
extremely. That's interesting.
Oh, that's good.
because let me fucking think about this for a second. Hold on.
Look, you told me Dresda has an ambition,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I've been thinking about this like all week.
Yeah, I'm just more like, because the Casmi are demons, but they would not recognize Lolth. They do not recognize Lolth as a demon lord or any sort of entity of their own. They are beings of chaos, spawn of chaos, as their bios describe them. They wouldn't really know Ilvara, but I feel like they're still going to like keep interest in the fact in what your whisper about more souls inside.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of can you watch as you kind of whisper, as this whisper emanates. It's a point within 30, it would have to be within 30 feet of you. So it would still be at closest,
Yeah.
maybe here.
Would it be possible for me to have done this like before I moved? Like this is like as I'm leaving, sort of like she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, guards, defend," and it's sort of like in the shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say
Yeah, so like about like this general area.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
as you are running in to hide, you do see that the Casmi, though they seem to register what you have said, they do still see you even as you attempt to hide in the Quaggoth den. As your stealth check did not pass their own perception.
That's fair. And I like if they can see me, I'll leave it. Do I see them see me?
You can see as like you're like turning around and trying to hide from them. The rock doesn't give a shit because it's still trying to run away from its predator. But the Casmi react and turn in the direction of the source of sound, trying to find out where the source is, and eventually land on you.
Kind of like just I'll point deeper in the cave, like yeah,
Just
like I don't know if that'll save my life, but hopefully.
Okay. Next up are the were-rats. The were-rats. Let's take a look at this. They have a speed of 30. Let's take a look. See. So you watch as the were-rats all come rushing. What happened to this?
he got
Or-
scrunched.
You got scrunched. You watch as the were-rats, Tarain, as you're kind of having this standoff with Jorlan, Deimos and Sorel both pass you by. Following suit, as the two were-rats come skittering forward and leap towards Jorlan. They are going to make attacks.
Ugh. An intense stare down between a mortal enemy and a teenager. Essentially.
Actually, they're not, because you watch as they pass you by, running forward. You watch their backs crack and their limbs enlarge. Hair grows rapidly across their bodies. Their faces elongate, and these two deep gnomes instantly turn into medium-sized were-rats.
Oh, they get bigger.
Of course they get bigger.
Where'd they
Rats
save all
are
that
no-
flesh at? They just extremely dense.
Oh, there they go. No longer on initiative.
Magic.
I'm gonna put. Excuse me.
That's
I'm gonna put this guy back on initiative just so that they're there. All right. Next up is Prince Darendil. So Prince Darendil is still kind of has this like fire in his eyes as he's projection as he like moves over here and kind of like scoops up the unconscious Levi. As he's going to go into a dodge act, as he's going to take the dodge action. Next up is Jorlan. So Jorlan, his focus has now turned to these two were-rats in front of him. Shocking, I know. He's going to make 2 short sword attacks, 1 per were-rat. Okay. If I remember correctly. Okay. So that's the first attack. And that's the second attack. He fails both of these.
Oh, he has disadvantage.
What?
As you watch as like he reaches for his blade and begins to swipe, but you notice that he seems to be right-handed. The side of his entire body that is completely amalgamated by the black pudding, and it's a painful swipe of his blade you notice that he has disadvantage on all of his attack rolls with these short swords as he's swiping at these two were-rats who are just skittering around him.
That is horribly unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's safe
As
to
much
assume
as
you
he's, like-
ruined this man's life in all manner of ways.
As much as like, he's not
just to
on our
keep
team,
track.
I was almost hoping he'd be one of the NPCs that came with us.
So just to keep track, burned half his body, including the part of his body that is the dominant side.
Uh-huh.
Demotion and a divorce.
Let me because of his injuries, Jorlan has disadvantage on attack rolls, dexterity checks, and dexterity saving throws.
Ooh.
Oh, I thought his movement was gimped too. He didn't move a full 30 feet. on his
No, he
turn.
did. He moved a full 30
did?
feet. Yeah.
Oh, I guess I just missed the first.
He
Just
went
way up
from
here.
he went from up here to over here.
Okay, I guess my brain just thought I saw 4. My bad.
The Vrock is gonna continue through the chasm, trying to escape the chasmy. Terrain.
Yes, I mean,
Does Terrain even like at this point he's just like, oh man, This poor guy.
Sorry, I just read
It's not
Daisy's
even a fight.
message. I thought of a response. No, he's not feeling sympathetic for this man. He's essentially just, oh, I didn't kill this guy. Well, may as well make up for it. See, I can't really get within range with the rare rats in place to attack him.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys move?
There's just two were-rats gnawing at Drolan, and the entire range is just like, excuse me. I can't get over top of you guys. You're too tall.
I might have been able to charge through them before they transformed, but now they're medium, so... Yeah, I'm kind of boned if I want to keep up this rage from last session. I mean, unless if there's like a rock I can throw, or if I can like actually like make a check to shove past everyone, but that'd be hard to do. in a pinch.
Isn't it usually like difficult terrain?
Either difficult terrain or an athletics thing. I forget which.
I will say, for non-active enemies, I will say it will be difficult terrain. So the were-rats would be difficult terrain, but you wouldn't be able to pass through Jorlan's space.
Okay. So I could get within melee range.
Yeah, you'd be able to get within melee range. You just wouldn't be able to stay within melee range.
3. Okay. So I can move 3, get in there. So essentially I'm taking an attack of opportunity from this, which is fine.
It's
Alright.
Jorlan.
If he can hit you.
Poor. It's the poor
And it keeps
man.
your range
known
on.
as-
Unfortunate Jorlan.
Yeah. That's a bite to his face.
That is gonna miss.
That is going to miss. Not a great first attack roll, but hey. Nah, I'm not going to use my bonus action bite. That's a little bit much. So yeah, gonna move back and take that attack of opportunity on.
Okay. That's a nat 1.
This is a poor bastard.
Okay. Yeah, he kind of just like tries to. You watch him kind of parry your jaws as he tries to, as he kind of like moves it out of your body out of the way, and as you kind of pull back away from the were-rats, he tries to lunge forward, but the were-rats are just in his grill, and he can't keep attacking you. Next up is Sorel.
All right.
So, according to fact-checked rules, it is a minute to put on light armor.
That's fine. I don't need it.
This fucking jacket. Ugh! Why is it so hard?
There's so many
If I don't
buckles.
wear
Why?
it, it gets a little tight. It is like you gotta wear them in. Okay,
He's
so
like, I need to
every
tighten-
time.
He's like, I need to put on all the buttons. Fuck.
You haven't worn that for a day, dude. How often do you have to break in that jacket?
I am almost always wearing it. Okay, so alarms are going off. There are people on the way. Can any of them particularly see me at the moment? I don't need to be stealth, but I would like to. It's more if they're taking notice of me.
At the moment, there is no one close enough to be able to attack you, to see you.
Okay. I am going to shout out with this in Avara's voice.
Okay.
Take care of the peace. The prisoners don't matter.
Okay. So who is this directed towards?
I'm just shouting it out and trying to direct it towards the people that are like being alerted by the alarm.
Okay, so that would be people south of here. So let me verify what everyone.
If they're all from this direction, I'll probably make my movement first, so I can be closer for them to hear me.
Okay. Let me roll something real quick. Okay. So there is a. Actually, probably the closest people. Unfortunately, the closest people that would be closest to you in that direction is Elvara and Shure.
Are there people? I mean, I
other
just
people
assumed that
would
there
be
are a lot of
in
guards.
in other places farther down from the shrine. This is basically the
I'll probably
living
make my
quarters.
movement first then, so that they can actually hear. Which doesn't take an action or anything, so I could dash and get to here.
Okay. You get to there.
Then I'll
and
shout it out.
this out. Go ahead and make a deception check.
Cool, I have advantage.
Yeah, I see. Yep. Okay. You shout this out in that direction, and you're seeing people begin to pool out of the different rooms. And as you are shouting this out, you finish, and you off in the distance you hear, "What?" As Ilvara in the cavern in her own spire right next to you is immediately confused at hearing herself call this out to other people.
Okay, I do have a question. Did I need to make a dash action to for them to hear me?
I would probably say yeah. That would probably be reasonable to say.
Sounds good.
All right. Next up is Ront. Ront is running. And he's gonna hold his action. Levi. Okay. Finlay.
So Finley is gonna turn back to the others in the cell and just say, "This is our chance to get out of here. If you want your freedom, we should probably go now."
Okay. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay, persuade.
Okay.
Nah.
Wow.
You see the Darrow at the fire just looks and he says, No. This is my destiny. I must wait. I must wait for the opportune moment to strike." As everyone else, aside from him, everyone else is kind of just like, yeah, this is gonna fail. Either that or they just don't understand what you're saying.
Loving the vote of confidence.
I'll say it in Dwarvish to the dwarf since I do speak that as a clan crafter.
Okay.
But I don't think
She's
it'll
a
make
little more,
difference.
she's like similarly concerned. It's more worrisome that it's not going to work more than just it's not gonna work. It's more of like, oh, I don't want to die. That's not. I'm gonna stay in here because I don't want to die.
In which case, I'll wish them the best of luck and bugger off.
Okay.
I will go. Well, I'll stay back just enough that I'm not getting involved in this.
Okay.
but I'll ready an action in case anything tries to attack me.
Okay. Sounds good. The drow. I need to figure out where everyone is. So. There is a guy here. Guy here. Okay. What I'm gonna say, so there's one, there's 2, 4, yeah. Okay. So, you see all of these, so Sorrel, upon your impersonation, you watch as all of these drow come rushing out in sheer confusion.
You heard
Did you say that? As they're like looking around and seeing you? I think at this point I will say, upon your, upon you screaming out this order to them, Ilvara and Shur have entered the initiative.
Little do they, or technically I know, I have my arcane focus now.
Let me find. Okay, that seems about right. So that is, first one is 14, and the other is 10.18. Okay. I will say I will say their turn is kind of just them stepping out and looking about in confusion. Deimos.
I feel so fucking bad, but I think I need to backstab Jorlan for us to get through. No, but I said I wouldn't kill him. Can we keep him? I guess we can't. Also, I don't know anything about like werewolves, but would I be able to tell if they're like completely feral and they're going to attack us through, or
Go ahead make an insight check.
Ah.
Hmm.
No.
If you're really
You aren't sure. You've kind of noticed that they haven't they've only been targeting the guards and other drow. Like, you watch them pass by Tarain, and you watch them not attack any of the other prisoners. But they are still violent, extremely violent, and have been snippy with the prisoners to the point where they might be just attacking everyone at this point.
Meh. Yeah, it's fine. I'm just gonna move here. I'm gonna apologize and then I'm gonna stab him in the back.
Okay.
Apologize
you have advantage from flanking.
we don't need advantage.
Did he take any damage on?
He is not taking damage yet. No.
No. Okay.
Look, if you're really that opposed to killing him, I'm not gonna check. If you just
I'll
not
probably
feel
need
like-
some help down here.
Yeah, we need to get past, and the warriors will not move unless he is no longer there. So
That's fair.
you
You can
know.
shove him in the water. More likely he survives.
You know, with the spider web as well.
Yeah, would the spiders
drow.
like eat him? No, right?
They're like driders, right?
No, just spiders.
No.
But like, if
So-
they eat him, that could be a worse fate, no?
Unfortunately,
It's fucking-
Dresda is not the one asking the question, so that information is unknown.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if you're worried about killing him, it's less likely he dies from falling or like-
But the problem is they throw corpses down there for the spiders to eat, so the spiders are gonna be like, oh, another corpse for us to eat, you know?
Like I said-
but
Oh,
he's gonna be
oh.
alive.
Yorlin's best chance of surviving this is someone else knocking him unconscious, and me and the rats just not caring whether or not he's dead.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to knock him out. Let me see. I'm gonna use my bonus action to put a seal on the. It's you will not like this ability, by the way. I'm sorry in advance.
Oh fuck!
God.
Yeah. So
Oh!
so
Oh my
what's
God.
important is so I can use my bonus action to place a seal on a creature, and then when they take damage, I can burn it, which activates it and deals damage to it. I have 3
Oh.
of them right now, and they have a range of 30 feet, and they deal 1d6 fire necrotic damage.
Interesting.
Okay.
So what?
It has like a lot of things. Some of them are things that they do like at later levels, and like it has like a secondary feature that you use with another ability you get later on. The important thing for now is bonus action. I put a seal on him, and then I'm gonna try to stab him in the back and try to knock him out.
Okay.
Knock him out from a stab in the back.
Yep. Please,
I love
please
that.
die.
Hit his spine. The last thing this man needs to be is paralyzed.
It'd be funny.
It'd be very funny if we just continuously ruin this man's life more and more, but
Plus
I
another
also do
4 of
genuinely-
fire.
I mean, personally, I don't mind.
Yes.
in character.
So, the 20
friends.
The 22 is going to hit for 10 collective damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he still up?
He's still up.
Ah,
He-
fuck.
look, say what you want about Jorlin, he is a tough bastard.
He refuses to die. Is he bloody though?
No.
Damn.
No.
I was kind of hoping because you said he's the same as these soldiers. That's tough. That's rough.
He survived.
I'm
if-
gonna say to the werewolves to try to keep
Good.
him alive, and that's about it.
All right. The Casme. Oh no.
Oh,
Alright,
fuck,
don't
the
say
kid
that.
Probably had like knockout doubts, no? Fuck. Well, that's unfortunate.
Ron, no!
No, Ron,
Not
don't die again.
Ron!
Oh. Wait, no. Ron
Actually,
has
you
to
know-
die by his own mistakes. Last time he drowned, he can't die to another creature.
Okay, so Ront had held his action to he doesn't have any weapons, so it would just be a +5 attack roll, and then it would just be his 1 plus his strength modifier. So it would be a 17 is going to hit for 4 bludgeoning damage on the Kazmi in front of him. Now, the Kazmi. Let me just look at these +5s. So there are 2 Kazmi attacking the 2 Drow. This Kazmi that's a Dresda does not seem to be actively attacking Dresda. Rather, it seems to be it seems to just not have enough movement to get further and closer to the Quaggoths in the den.
Oh, okay.
With that said,
You're just hugging the wall.
1,
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit, I'm in
2,
danger.
3. So the one towards Ront misses. The other two, the unfortunate Drow here, are going to take. Yeah, I didn't even need to roll necrotic damage that they would have taken on top of that. They're both dead.
Let's go, my boy Ront lives.
As like Dresda, you watch as the 2 Kazmi attacking the Drow come clinging to the sides of the walls, and just launch this lance-sized stinger that's on their mouth straight through their chests. You watch their corpses, their bodies just wither and decay like skeletons as they seem to age like hundreds of years before they just drop to the ground lifeless. Ront, you watch the mosquito like creature just rush forward, but Ront just hits it on top of the stinger, and the stinger just zips right past his body, and he misses entirely.
My boy Ront worked out between campaigns.
With that said, it is Dresda's turn.
Wow. I think she's having that moment like Sandy from SpongeBob when they saw the Alaskan bullworm and realized that the tongue was just the tongue. Like, I'm in danger. So you said that this Kazmi?
Yes.
Right?
The
That,
Kazmi is
not-
moving towards the Quaggoths. It does not seem to be trying to attack you.
Do I get the sense that they how do I want to put this? Would they be like willing to like follow my lead if I direct them to like, you know, edible souls?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Yeah, because like I would like parlay with demons. 8. I don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Beforehand, I'm gonna actually need a Constitution saving throw.
For me?
Yes.
Oh boy. Oh geez, Rick.
Okay,
Okay.
you save.
I assume they smell bad.
No. Let me put this in the fucking chat. This ability is called Drone. A DC 12 Constitution saving throw, or you fall unconscious for 10 minutes.
Oof.
This is everyone within 30 feet of
Oh my god.
of each of the Kazmi.
You and your auras.
I didn't put the Casimir here. The Casimir.
Are you-
blame the module?
Yeah, are you sure this isn't your scaling?
Question, just so I'm trying to remember, is Ront a player?
Ront is not a player. Ront is an NPC.
He's just an
Oh,
orc.
oh, okay. He's just an orc. Okay, so you definitely wouldn't understand this. I think given she doesn't know whether or not these creatures are willing to parlay with her. So I'm gonna try. I think again in Abyssal, seeing that her guards are dead, she will just say, um, "Great beast." I guess so. In the same voice as the whisper. Uh, Perhaps we can aid each other. Uh, I can direct you to those who would be fortunate to be feasted upon by your great mandible. Um, all I ask is that you be
You are
mindful.
interrupted as the Casmi immediately rips its head over to you, and you kind of hear this like increased warning, almost droning sound. The sort of droning that you hear, that you kind of hear from this ability here, which is just the flapping of its, which is the sonorous flapping of its wings. You are interrupted as it kind of threatens you with its stinger, and its wings become more violently attack, almost aggressive, like as it's almost a warning to step aside.
Oh. We know who's in charge here.
You've also muted yourself.
Shit. I get the sense that this is about to go in here and just massacre these guys in here. I feel like this is just closer to danger. Like I don't want to get mixed up with the. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to action disengage, just in case of
Okay.
Attacks, and I'm going to bonus action. I'm just gonna pradle off as I casually just leave. I'm just gonna peace out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this creature told me to fuck off. I said good talk, and I'm just gonna go this way.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that that's it for Dressa. She is just. I think she looks visibly in distress, but she's trying to like keep it together.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
With that, next up is the were-rats, who are going to 4 claw attacks, all with advantage, going towards Jorlan. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 of those hit for 4.
Oh, no, he's gonna catch lycanthropy.
10,
that's a fight.
13.
Oh no! Wait.
Man's gonna catch lycanthropy.
He's gonna turn into a rat.
Oh boy. All right. He has to make 3 Constitution saving throws.
That's going in the quote.
He has a plus 5 to these saves. So on a 5 or lower, he gets lycanthropy.
Come on, Jorlan.
Well, on the very last bite, the teeth sink in even deeper than the other 2, and his eye, and Tyren can see his eyes flicker. The pupils of his eyes flicker for only a moment before he rips the were-rat away from him. He's still very up. He is not bloodied. Next up is Prince Darendil. He's kind of just gonna sit there. Jorlan.
Man, Orlando is really just the edgy protagonist of a different campaign.
Also, is Jorlan, Deimos, does Jorlan still have the seal on him, or did you already burn that?
I burned it for.
Okay. I was gonna ask if the were-rat attacks would also have this seal, but he's going to.
You can only block it once per turn.
Jorlan needs to
going to-
cut his losses.
He kind of like rips the were-rat off of his shoulder, kind of looks about. Then he kind of like straightens himself out and begins to fall as he drops down off the side of the bridge, down into the spider webs. Deimos and the two were-rats have attacks of opportunity as he does so.
Oh my god.
Don't tell me
Is
it's
it
not.
necessary?
He's not bloodied, so there's no way anyone knocks him out unless he gets like 5 crits.
That's
Fuck it,
9 more damage.
As long as he's not unconscious, the spiders might not kill him.
Oh, you're attacking him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, if you're gonna step
He's
from the back,
always
you might as well commit.
No, you settled down to save him before he contracted. before he was dead.
Oh, now he has a disease, and you're like, well, better kill him.
No. If he survives, we're fucked. You know.
Did he really contract rodentropy?
Yeah.
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 That last roll was a 2. That last roll on of the 3 attacks he got hit were that one was a
He's
2.
a little rat.
So now he is a rat man.
Probably the
Rat man, scat man.
alive.
Okay, I'm gonna start a Google Doc just to keep track of all the horrible things we've done to this man.
Awful. This is so awful.
Oh, poor Jorlan.
You think I'm joking, but I'm opening it currently.
Alright. This rock is getting the fuck out of here. Getting the fuck out of Dodge. Next up is Taren.
Alright, gonna have to postpone that to. I mean, I saw Deimos go in there and come back out with a weapon. I'm going in there to get something as well. Hoping I
Yeah.
find something. Would I be able to find the Drow Greatsword that I stole before getting captured? Or just my great?
You would be able to find your greatsword, yeah.
Alright, so I can have both. But only-
You'd be able
I'll have-
you'd be able to find your entire inventory.
Yeah, okay. So, bunch of javelins, great club and great sword. I'll have the great sword be like the equipped item,
Okay.
as it is. It's my favorite toy.
All right, sounds good. Is that the end of your turn?
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I'll move like to the center of the room with the rest of my movement. Wait, is this an enclosed building, or is this like the top of the tower?
It looks like
I have
there's
not.
an...
So these which one? One more time.
Me?
Yes.
I'm asking if like this area is an enclosed like building with like a roof,
It
or
is
if it is
a-
like top.
It is a stalactite that is like hanging from the roof, and this is a building built inside of it.
That's
Okay,
cool.
so that is actually super cool. Holy crap! Like, props. Look, they may be racist slavers, but props to their architecture.
I'm trying to see if there is actually I believe there is a second floor to this because there's a ladder and also there is one. There is one on the map. Oh, Oh shit. Okay, so my bad. You'd be able to find Deimos, you'd be able to find all of your loot, all of the loot from the players on this first level, but the items that you picked up from that were not yours were on the second level.
That makes sense.
It's in a second. There is the tower's upper chamber stores extra arms and armor for the outpost. Characters who gain entrance to the armory can easily loot it, see treasure, which is what was there. So, I'll allow it because that was just my stupidity, and I'll say just like it was somewhere. It was like strewn about the tables. But I will say you kind of just picked up what was the only stuff that was actually there. Everything else that was a part of the list that I said is on the upper floor. But yeah.
To the end of my turn, I guess I'll sort of center myself in the middle of the room and like just take further stock on where I'm going next, probably eyeing the elevator if that's like visible from here.
You've been here for 9 days, and you've been all throughout this outpost. You would definitely know about the lift and where its location is.
So yeah, I'm basically just making sure I know where I'm going before continuing on, and that's like
All
where
right.
I'm stopped. In lore-wise.
Sorrel,
All right.
you are now faced with 12 drow soldiers, Ilvara and Shur, in your face as they're like, hey, wait a minute. I didn't say that.
Is Shur looking at me?
Shur's looking. Yeah, Shur and Ilvara are both looking at you.
Okay. In Shur's voice, I'm going to say, "You heard her. Take the elevator."
Okay. So you're speaking to Shur in Shur's voice.
Oh no, I'm shouting it out. I'm just making sure Shur's looking at me so that they can't see that he's not talking.
Okay. But so
I'm shouting it out for these guys.
okay, so are you looking to Shur or are you looking away from Shur as you are saying this?
It doesn't matter to me if he knows that I'm mimicking.
No, it's more of if the soldiers that can see you saying the thing in Shur's voice.
Can they see me?
There's some of them, yeah, that can probably see where you are.
I mean, I could look away.
Okay. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Cool.
Okay. Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage. Because
Awesome.
of your feet.
Do you mean deception?
Deception. Yeah, that would be deception.
Okay.
Son of a fucking. All right.
Straight up Looney Tunes.
What was the command that you specified?
I said, "You heard her. Take the elevator."
Take the elevator. Okay.
And then I'm going to
Okay.
run my movement speed up here and hold an action to cast Burning Hands when they get close enough.
All right. Next up is Ront. Ront can't really do a lot other than punch. He's gonna miss. That's all he can do for this turn. Levi,
Ron.
No. He was actually always average. He just got really lucky.
anyways, Levi, Finlay.
Okay. So, am I able to get past the were-rats?
You can with difficult terrain.
Yeah. I'll just be like, excuse me, coming through. Terribly sorry. I just
Scooch by day one.
give me my stuff.
You would be able to find your stuff, yes.
I need my magic.
Make sure to keep the knife on you. Always gotta have the backup.
And did you say it was just our stuff in here, and the drow equipment is on the upper floor?
Yes.
Okay. Because it would have been nice to loot some hand crossbows, because those sell for money, but I shall accept the state of things and get all my things back. I don't think there's anything else to do. I'll take the dodge action in case anyone bursts in, because I can't see outside.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Sure. Sure. What is he gonna do? Can he make it over to you? He's gonna get here, and he is going to shoot a hand crossbow at you.
Oh.
Actually, wait, he has a thing.
Oh no, thanks.
He has the thing. Let me look this up real quick. My apologies. Okay. So. Ugh. Oh joy. This is. Supervision. Okay, so.
You can only do melee.
He's kinda. He's gonna. So it's just a +3. Okay, so a 10 does not hit. You watch Shore pull out this wand that you familiarized yourself with. The wand of Viscid Globs. This would have been the thing that would have nabbed you, as it would have been the thing that he uses to trap his prisoners. And he launches an attack towards you, and it misses. It's so fucking stupid. The attack roll is supposed to be your spellcasting modifier or intelligence modifier if you don't have one. If you don't have spellcasting, elite drow warriors have a +1 to their charisma, which is what they use for spellcasting, and a +0 to intelligence. So it's literally just a +3 to hit.
Oh. Thank God.
So that's gonna be his turn. Ilvara. And let me look at this. +6 to hit. Okay. God, does a 12 hit?
It meets.
It meets. All right. So she's within range, right? So she sees you impersonating her, then impersonating Shure, and just looks at you and says, "Shut up, worm!" and just launches a spell, and you watch as a spell arcs towards you. You take
That's an 8.
7
Oh my
poison
God.
damage. You take 7 poison damage and are poisoned until the end of her turn.
Okay, they're clearly not getting close enough, so can I forego my reaction to instead cast Hellish Rebuke on her?
Sure.
Why won't it let me... Sweet.
That is a dex save.
Nice.
She fails.
Fuck yeah.
Would that burn the bridge?
She's not on the
no.
bridge.
She's not on the bridge as well. So 16 fire damage. Fuck. God damn. That's okay.
I was looking at the wrong person.
As like a yelp of pain, just green, yellowish fire leaps out at her in response.
Yeah, so you kind of you get this attack sent towards you, and it strikes directly into your chest. You kind of fall backwards as you are almost knocked entirely unconscious by this. As you begin to fall backwards, your entire body stops in place and almost reverses itself as your right arm reaches out in her direction, and you watch her entire form engulf in flames as she screams in pain for only a second before the flames dissipate. As you're standing there, this pain that she feels, you almost feel it yourself in your own hand as something. You feel a pain in at the face of on the back end of your hand. You're not sure what kind of pain you feel, but it's almost as if like it's a burning sensation in your own hand. But that is the end of Ilvara's turn. Next up, oh God. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these guys are going down. Let me verify how long this takes per trip.
You know, it sucks that we have to deal with these two guys, but it makes it all the more, like, believable. It's
Okay,
like, oh,
so
these two guys can take care of the prisoners.
let me... Okay, so let me do... Okay, so that's the Quaggoths. So so 4 of the Drow get into the lift, and the 2 Quaggoths just begin to lower this down. It's gonna take 4 rounds of combat for them to get down, for them to drop these first this first set of people. Meanwhile, they're all just piling up, readying in a line to get completely ignoring what's going on behind them. As Ilvara and Shure are trying to take care of the 2 of you. The Quaggoths over here are going to rush this. Actually, before that, let me verify how big this 30-foot radius is. Yeah, okay. So before these guys can move, that's going to be 3, and then as this guy rushes in, 4 con saves. Okay, they're fine. As the 4 of them all rush this Casimir, they are going to make. Oh shit! Why don't I have actions for these guys? These guys are gonna make 2 claw attacks per Quagoth. So that's gonna be 8 Quagoth attacks towards this this guy.
For a second, I thought you meant the Casmi attacked 8 times.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All of these have a +5. So that's first one misses, second one hits, third one misses, fourth one misses, fifth one hits. So 1, 2, 3 successful attacks. And these are all 1d6 plus 3, so that's 3d6 plus 9. So that's going to be 19 bludgeoning damage towards this Casimir here. Okay. I believe that's all of the, yeah. Next up is Deimos.
Alright. How injured does Ilvara look?
Ilvara, she looks well, I don't actually, are you able to see Ilvara from where you are?
I'm guessing these are walls.
Yeah, they're all walls. Moving there, you can tell Ilvara was surprisingly pretty decently wounded by that spell, but is still very alive and not seemingly too deterred by that.
Okay. Yeah, fuck it. Worst case scenario, I die. Bonus action. Teleport next to him.
Yep.
Worst case scenario, I die.
I'm gonna stop her with Rapier.
Okay.
By the way, that's the last teleport I have. Smile.
Oh, you teleported. Okay.
Fuck.
Dude, they gave me just. She has the. Okay. The 10 is going to miss.
Okay, that's my turn.
All right.
Damn.
The Casimir. Moving back over here. Oh boy. Poor Ront. Alright. Let's see.
What do you mean? They're gonna roll ones. Trust me.
You'll be fine.
Let's find out.
No.
First one, that's gonna be a hit.
Oh no.
What?
Oh no.
46.
No. Ron, no.
Similar to
that's
the
almost.
drow. Before I even roll necrotic damage, you all Dresda watches as Ront, though trying his hardest with using his bare knuckles, eventually gets stabbed into the ground by this Casimir, and his life is drained from him, and he dies.
Across the room, Talrain sheds a single tear, which is impossible.
All right. These two Casimir are going to. Oh boy. 60 feet fly speed is a very interesting movement speed, because you know what? They get right fucking here. Because, well, the Casmi, they're here, but the Casmi are but this Casmi is kind of blocking their entire passageway. So that's gonna be there.
I think we could be safe if we get into there.
This guy's gonna shift over. So these two are going to. So these two are going to attack both were-rats. +5s to both of these. 1, 2. Okay. So that's gonna be 46, 46. So that's the piercing damage. 16 to both were-rats. And then, oh boy.
Are they too big to get in the stalactite building?
Okay, so the first one is 36 collective damage, and the next one is 46. So Finlay, you are collecting all of your stuff, and you look to and you are triumphant in collecting your stuff, and you turn around to the were-rats to see what they're up to, and you just see these two giant mosquito demons just clamber onto the bridge and violently strike and stab at the two were-rats, who begin to shrivel up and die on the spot as both of them are one shot and killed by the two Casmi.
Are we supposed to do this? Like, how are we supposed to face these?
I think we need to barricade ourselves in the room.
I don't think they can get into there. But getting there
Yeah,
is
let them eat the drow.
I should clarify, Finlay, you're like in an awkward place, but like you'd probably be more here, so you wouldn't actually be within melee range.
I need to know, are they too big to get in
the wall?
They're too big. They're too big to get into the actual room.
Okay.
You're safe in that spire right there.
So the safe places are the prison cell and the armory. For the time being.
And then this last one is going to make an attack towards the Quaggoths, which is going to fail. Just have to clarify that. Next up is Dresda. You just watched two were-rats get immediately pummeled by these two mosquito demons, and Ront is dead behind you.
Yeah, I feel like her whole demeanor right now is like that meme. I don't know what movie or show this is from, where they're in like an office and the guy's just like, bruh. So, she's gonna dash into that room. So I can like just get here, and I'm gonna close the door behind me.
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's just gonna hold their hands up and go, truce!
I'm just gonna whirl around.
I'm gonna roll something real quick before anything more
Don't
happens.
kill me.
What? Remind me again. What is Finlay look like?
Dresda. As you cross the bridge, you are going to get an attack of opportunity against you.
They have to make a wisdom saving throw. I'm still sanctuary.
They are going to make a wisdom saving throw. What is the DC for that?
12.
12.
Damn, you got low AC or low
Level
DP.
1. You know.
They have a +2 to this roll.
Why are they wisdom? They're mosquitoes.
Why are they lying?
Well, they're cognizant.
They just save. Now, they have a +5 to this roll.
I thought we were friends. They wouldn't want to attack me, little old me.
Does an 11 hit your AC?
It does not. AC.
It misses. So as you are dashing across the bridge, you realize that these are not your friends. These are savage creatures. As you just barely move out of the way of an attack of opportunity, as one of the mosquitoes lunges for you and tries to attack you, as you just barely barrel into this spire.
As they like attempt to attack me, and I am warded by the love of my goddess. Right before, like, as I close the door, with a smile, she'll just say, "Mosquito should know better than to attempt, or than to make an attempt on a spider." And doors close. I'll see Finlay there, and I'll just say, "Oh, you survived."
And then you turn the rest of the way, and it's Tyrene actively poised to strike you.
Oh,
She'll
Dresden,
just
do you-
let's say it
just stare at you
the
and
mosquitoes
just say,
again.
"I would put my weapon down if I were you. I'm your best chance of surviving here."
I have to ask Dresden, do you have any
Hmm?
visible weapons on you?
No, she has a staff, but it's not like she doesn't seem
like
to
a
be
walking
holding it like a
staff.
weapon. Yeah.
Clearly, walking. Okay, I'm not gonna attack you, seeing as to me you're not a threat, but I am still poised to attack you, given that you were
Understood.
on the opposite side of those bars.
That's fair. Okay,
All right.
very fair.
Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I think so. I think that's probably all the stuff I could have done and said in like 6 seconds.
All right. Prince Darendil is going to take Levi's body and is going to move them. Is going to dash to move them further into this slave pen. Jorlan. Actually, let me verify if he can even do that.
Did he survive?
He was about like here, yeah. That, or no, he was like here. Yeah, that's. Let me roll. Prince Darendil would move if he didn't drop unconscious. The droning from the Kazumi. That is, he was just barely in range.
That is.
I wonder if the wall helps with that. It's kind of muffled.
It's also a
Yeah,
cave, so it would
they-
echo out.
Dresda closing the door is making sure that Finlay and Taren don't have to make the save while they're inside.
Ah, thank you.
She winks at you guys because she knows.
Jorlan is going to make this con save as well at the start of his turn.
Oh God.
And with
There's another one
plus,
on the list.
with a +5, he just saves.
Nice.
Oh, never mind.
That's why he survived.
We have averted
He's a
another
+5 to
crime
con.
against him.
This rock is getting the fuck out of here. As they're actually going to dash and just move 120 feet. At least the rock makes it out alive. Tarain.
Oh, back to me. I'm hard pressed deciding whether or not to hunker down until they leave or take my chances in the elevator.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, the elevator's external, so that'd be. Yeah. I guess I'll sort of just keep where I am, poised and ready for just something to happen. Just waiting
Okay.
for the. I'm waiting for the clearest threat, which appears to just be a big animal that I am already somewhat familiar with from a swamp, assuming they
All
look
right.
like mosquitoes. Yeah, as
Sorrel.
long as
Okay, I'm shooting an Eldritch Blast at Shore.
Okay. You have a disadvantage because of being poisoned.
Makes sense.
That is gonna
Oof.
miss.
Also, oof. One damn. It
Yeah,
doesn't even
fuck.
matter. Then I'm running in here. And closing the door?
You close the door. Yeah.
Tarain looks strong. Can you help me with this? That's my
All
turn.
right.
There's
Rumpt
another
is dead.
wheel around.
Levi. I didn't realize how close it was gonna get. Anyways. I'm gonna I can't just do that. Anyways.
That's one, isn't it?
No, well, okay, so allow me to elaborate. So it's been 4 rounds of combat so far.
Ooh.
First 2 rounds were both successes. Third round was a natural 1.
Oh no.
So it was down to the tiebreaker round, and they just rolled a 7.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's. I don't know if we want to run it that way.
Yeah. I will. We'll see. Anyways,
Darendil
Finlay.
done anything that
How many feet would it take to get upstairs and loot and start looting?
I'd say about 15 feet of actually climbing the ladder.
Mhm.
So
I'm gonna see if I
about-
can get
yeah.
crossbow bolts and rope. Either
It
or.
would So it would take
Oh, yeah.
about 15 feet to get to the ladder. So you would be able to spend the rest of that movement to get up. And you said you were going for all of the crossbow bolts?
As many as I can get, yeah. Or rope. Rope sounds like a good idea in this play.
So, go ahead. It doesn't really matter because Damos already found all of it. You were able to find 19 cases of hand crossbow bolts, each of which have 20 bolts. And you are able to find 4 sets of 100-foot long coils of silk rope.
Sorry, could you repeat that last bit again about the rope?
4 sets of 100-foot long rope.
Okay, I'm gonna take all the rope, just because that's like £20 maximum, I think. Because it's they're 5 pounds of weight each. So I'll dump off my hemp rope because I've got 50 feet of that.
Uh-huh.
I'll just type this so I don't forget. 4 of those. And I'll take, because I got a case of crossbow bolts out of my equipment anyway, so I'll take an extra case just in case.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's everything.
All right.
Are there any windows?
There are no windows.
Okay, good. Just making sure I don't get caught out by the skeeters.
All right. Next up is Shure, and Shure's gonna turn around and attack Damos.
Sorry, Damos.
Damos, why did you run to the front? Why is
Okay.
everyone running to the front when they don't have armor?
It's gonna be attacks
only-
with advantage. 2 of them. Does I'm gonna assume a 22. Does a 13 hit your AC?
No.
Okay. So only the first one hits. You're going to take
Wait, how much is the first one?
The first one was a 15 plus 7.
+7. Okay.
That's going to be. You take 9 piercing damage
That sounds like there's more to it.
and 8 poison damage.
Oh.
Okay.
With that, I believe Deimos is knocked unconscious as Deimos teleports in and begins to strike at Ilvara. Shore comes in and just bops Deimos over the head and knocks him unconscious. From there, the two of them are going to just begin running over to their soldiers.
Damn it.
Hey, you fucking idiots! What are you doing?
I'm almost glad the Looney Tunes strategy didn't work.
I was trying to make it as realistic as
Funny
possible.
thing is, right, if that had
Okay,
matched
what
up,
is realistic
I was
about
instant.
that?
Okay.
It was their voice, and they weren't seeing that they weren't talking.
Ilvara. So you all, unbeknownst to you, Ilvara screams at all of these Drow soldiers, probably muffled behind the door, as she screams at them and directs their attentions to the demons on the other side of the cavern. The Drow are all going to begin moving to attack. Deimos, I would like a death saving throw. With GM rolled. Okay. All right. Next up are the Chasmi. These guys. Oh dear.
Nobody got the door. God damn it.
If someone picked up Deimos, they could probably get him in this room if they tried.
That's
So
true.
it'd still take turns, unless they have a
Yeah.
spill.
Not a good idea. One of the attacks can like insta kill most of you, as in like WHP insta kill.
Okay, and Warden
Yeah.
Dash is a bonus action. No, that's not a first level thing. Ugh.
There's a long strider or something that you could do. No, that's an act.
Right now, Sorel is like on 1 HP, can very fucking insta die from
Yeah.
anything going on right now.
And,
Even I'm not safe
I'm
during the necrotic damage.
super sorry. Not a hero type.
Me neither. Iris, are you sure you didn't scale this?
No, I didn't scale this at
I-
all.
I don't think
Good
we were
doing
meant to
this
be
combat.
doing what we're doing now. I don't think that was the plan, you know?
I mean, like, the demon coming by was, like, supposed to be the opportunity, right?
Yeah, the demons. So the demons were supposed to come in and distract and begin to distract all the Drow.
And here we are.
But then Dresden was like, there are more people in here, more people in the slave pens, and drew their attention to all of the prisoners.
And then the only people who got to the safe room immediately ran out of the safe room to Looney Tunes the guard.
Hey, I
I
got
will
back
say,
in.
in Dresden's defense, she was trying to put a hit out on Ilvara.
Look, I
The
don't-
demons decided who was going to get eaten.
I'm not offended by what Dresda did because currently they're still a villain to our party. But
You know, she kind of
Planning
helped with
broke
this prison
the
break. No one knows.
I would probably go in and ask, like, all right, we escaped. What's the plan? To
I mean-
Dresda, who kind of orchestrated
Visible confusion from the lizard.
it.
Right.
It
Well,
is in fact Dresda's turn.
Oh, this door is open. No.
No.
I closed.
Sorel closed that door.
I know about the elevator. I'd assume.
The lift, yeah. You would.
The lift,
I would
yeah.
say everybody except maybe Sorel would know about the lift. But even then, I believe you in fact told everyone to use the lift. So I will say everybody collectively knows about the lift.
I think I had line of sight at some point, right?
And the lift
Like,
is
Across the
over
bridge, at
where
least.
Walrus.
Get there.
Yeah,
So you
the
would've had
lift is where
passed-
all of the lift is where that like group of 2x2 drow are, as they are being lowered to the ground. But now there was one round of lowering them down, and then in the reverse round of the next round was them reversing that process. So now they're back on the surface.
I'll be honest. I've had this map zoomed in way too much. I didn't even see the bottom left section.
There's so much stuff over there.
I was operating under the assumption the elevator was here.
No.
No.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot more sense based off the map.
Okay.
It's still
Dresda
staying in here.
will see you all in here. She'll start rummaging. I'm gonna grab some studded leather. I'm not gonna put it on here, but I'm just gonna take it. And she'll just say, "Okay, I know there may be some strong emotions. You were all locked up not too long ago. But fortunately for all of you, my goddess has sent me to give you an opportunity to absolve yourselves. And I'll point to who was it was Sorel, right? The one that I gave the key to
Yes.
Yeah.
before. And she'll kind of just scroll up over to you, give you a little kiss on the forehead. You performed your duty magnificently. I assume this probably gets some shot from the others, right?
Not
One more time.
particularly from me.
She's making a show of like, oh, Zarel was party and parcel to her plan, which
Yeah.
she's taking credit for breaking them out.
Which, yeah, that feels right.
Mhm. Now here
Confusion,
comes
but
the
not
hard
surprise.
part. Here comes the hard part. All of those giant bug demons will try to drink your innards if they latch on to you. So we can either do one of two things. We wait in here and allow for them to consume the rest of my former, let's say, coworkers. Or you can all bravely dash out and try to fight tooth and nail between the elite warriors of this outpost and the monstrous hordes of demons that will eat you at a moment's mention. That being said, she's going to point out of the room. Is there like can I see out of the room through the
No.
door? Or is it?
You open the
Can't see
door.
it. She'll like poke it open a little bit just to get a handout. I'm going to try a thaumaturgy again. Let's see how far this is. About here. Can I like make the? Let me see if I can make smells with thaumaturgy. Because I want to try to lure them over there towards Elvar.
All right, now we're going Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, what?
Sound.
Trying to once again lure the Kazmi over to Ilvara. I've
there.
heard.
We got the smell of
Almost
pie
was
over here.
good. I can't do smells. I can do like sounds and stuff.
Why are we allergic
Um,
to taking a rest?
I'm gonna work too. And I'm just thinking, this is we're in dangerous territory. But she'll send another ominous whisper
Okay.
to try to lure the crest. Casmi? Casmi.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. With yeah, I'll say in normal way.
Just straight or is it at advantage?
Just a straight.
Okay. Come on.
Wow. So, in polar opposite to how it went before, the Casmi know of you, know of the tricks you tried, and now do not care.
That's
If
weird.
anything, they will go over on their own volition to stir chaos and to kill all those people themselves. But
Okay. As long as they're not like, oh yeah, let's go target her, specifically. She'll shut the door.
you will hear
I think
furious.
she would.
And it's
I'm
just
a-
like it.
Yeah. I'm going.
So in here. Oh, no, I was gonna say in hearing that she'll definitely shut the door. She's like, well, and she'll just get to wherever she feels would be like the safest spot in this room. She might even like switch places with Sprout. It's like, it's gonna stand over here, corner.
In
Okay.
response to this, I'm just going to assume that you ended up calling him to us and just say, fool, as I just try and like shove one of the tables to like barricade the door in case they break in.
Okay.
Ooh,
That'll
that's
be
smart.
lit. I know it's a bit off.
That's not my intention.
Perhaps this one.
I should clarify we are still technically in combat for this, but
Yeah.
we'll
I know
let
it's
you-
been our turn, but
Yeah, I'll
the only
I-
turns between me and it's dead people and Jorlon.
Yeah, I will say,
I can wait for checks.
we are going to conclude this session by concluding the end of Yorl's combat. With that said, obviously we have some more death saves that are going to be happening during the during this progressive, potentially a non-combat moment. So I would like Deimos, if you would please roll for your death saves.
Oh, he did try to kill him. I thought Short just knocked him out.
Shore knocked him like completely out, but to the point where he has to roll death saves. Yeah,
Damn.
Okay.
Not non-lethal damage, but
not
enough to kill.
non-lethal. Okay, so that is 3 successes. So you
Oh,
are
nice.
you are stabilized, but still unconscious on the floor. And it does not seem like the other drow are going to pay any heed to an unconscious body on the floor, to an unconscious body in the midst of what is utter carnage. As I'm sure you could see, the entire slave pen is just a mass slaughterhouse. As we conclude this session.
Yeah. I'm hoping for
So
Levi
much
to
for keeping the
how
NPCs our
there.
companions.
Yeah, no shit.
No, Joran's still alive.
Yeah, Joran's still alive. I'm sure he'll
more
want to
than
join your
close.
party.
Like, I was expecting at least Prince Durandal to follow us. But,
Yeah, I should point out that Levi and Prince Darendil are not going to actually be attacked because they just both are unconscious before anything actually attacked them.
That's good.
Oh, okay. I was
We can
wondering
still
about that.
we can still bring Durandal with us.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Sadly,
maybe they'll leave the mushroom alone because she's not delicious. She's not delicious to them. They want blood and guts.
Stool was
No
Stool was Stool was actually attacked during that and was the one, but a natural one landed meant a critical fail on that attack roll.
So
Oh,
what
no.
you're saying is, Stool is alive, and their friend might not.
For now.
What you're saying is, we're gonna have a Stool with friendship withdrawal.
Yeah. Essentially.
Well,
There's the
I mean,
possibility.
other than Deimos and Levi, feel pretty good. Pretty safe.
I think what I'm gonna do is just gonna have Levi is gonna just have Loki re-roll their all of their death saves just so that it makes it fair, and I just don't kill off their character while they're not even here for that.
Fair enough.
Makes sense.
But that is going to be the end. If they randomly resuscitate, we'll just pick up where we'll just pick up where we left off next session and just say that they finally come to 1 HP now of all times.
I will say, like, Dresden will, like, once the coast is clear, like, if you need a in-game mechanical way for them to come up, she would, like, try to medicine check. I feel bad because I didn't take healing word. Yet. This may urge her to take it. Plus, your Mold is not really the healing kind of goddess.
Fair enough.
That's
She'll try to get them up. Show that she's a player.
It's not so much I need a reason for them to be resuscitated, it's just when exactly they get, like, if they roll a nat 20 on, like, their first death save, that fucks with the entire combat we just had, because then they'd be conscious.
I mean, we could just say that no matter what, it's after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably the easiest way to go about it.
More than likely. Alright, with that was going to be the end of the session for tonight. Thank you guys for coming out.
Thanks for running.
Yeah. I'm
It was
glad
a fun
we
time.
actually managed to have the session.
Yeah.
I'm going to post the doc with all the crimes we've committed against this poor NPC.
Alright.
Okay.
I will see you
no,
guys next time. It's 4 a.m. Take care, y'all.
It is 4 in the morning.
Okay.
Guys.
Bye.